Yo, Haven, what's up? Grand Rising Supreme Shining, wherever you at in the world. I hope you had a beautiful, wonderful, magnificent rotation this rotation. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I took me a good shower, ate me some good food, and I was watching Avatar, the first one back from '09, and eating my food. But, man, I didn't want to stop. So I came to record this video for y'all. We're going to have a little midnight run, but I'm trying to get back to that movie. So listen, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you've been here, I send deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, and unity. You know what's up. Before we get into the video, let's clear the energy with this dear hair table gong we got. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a deep breath. We release all blockages. We cleanse the aura. We cleanse the atmosphere. We give grace, gratitude, and thanks. There we go. That's it. 3 strikes on the gong. In this rotation, we'll be looking at... I don't even know. Mosh pit of TikToks that will make you say, wow. Something, I don't know. Let's get into it though. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. They all suppressing me. Haven. Please, that's the least we could. That mean like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get it. Pardon me. Spraying my throat and stuff. Pardon me. Pardon eyes. I see that over there. You've seen this on the channel before. I don't know if y'all remember it though.
The cartoon we all know as the Thundercats was actually based on a real ancient cosmic war that took place between the Lyrans and the Draco reptilians. Lyrans are cat-like extraterrestrials. They actually depicted them all through the hieroglyphics in ancient Kemet. The ancient Kemetic goddess Sekhmet was actually from the Lyran constellation. Kemetic goddess Bastet is also from the Lyran constellation. Here's a depiction of the Lyrans. This is an extraterrestrial feline race, okay, from the constellation of Lyra. All right, now they are pretty much agreeable, meaning that they're benevolent beings. We got along with these beings. Bastet. They
have malevolent Lyrans too. I just want y'all to know that.
Was actually married to Inki, or they also referred to him as Ptah. We all know Mumra was their main villain, okay? And if you look at the emblem on his chest, it's a 2-headed serpent facing each other, basically. It's a personification of reptilian chaos energy. These were their primary villains, okay? They were reptilians. We all know the Draconians are basically tyrants, all right? They're a very tyrannical race. They're...
Yeah, damn, that's it.
Let's start with introducing you to the pineal gland and 2 important neurotransmitters, serotonin and melatonin. Let's start with the word pineal or pineal. Both pronunciations are correct. Pineal or pineal meaning pine cone shape. The pineal gland, it looks just like a pine cone. There's no coincidence that it's called pine cone shaped. Now the pineal gland is a tiny little gland, a little bigger than the size of a grain of rice. It's right between the back of your throat and the back of your head. And it's important to know exactly where it is, because when we begin to practice activating the pineal gland, you're going to have to become aware of where it exists and put your attention on it. And where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And the more you pay attention to it, the more you become aware of it, the more you stay present with it, the more you begin to put energy to begin to activate it. The pineal gland is very sensitive to visible light. Light that's coming from the sun, or light that's coming from lights that we have in our homes or in our offices. That wavelength of light. Once light is perceived when our eyes are open, the frequency of light is picked up by the optic nerve, and it sends a signal right to a nucleus in the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. That nucleus signals the sympathetic nervous system, which signals the pineal gland, and the pineal gland gets busy making a neurotransmitter called serotonin. And serotonin is the daytime neurotransmitter that, once activated, begins to cause us to become aware that we're local in space and time, and we become conscious that we're our bodies in an environment and in time. And it produces a certain brainwave frequency called beta brainwave frequencies. It is beta brainwaves that causes us to put most of our attention on the outer world. Now, the release of serotonin then gets us up and gets us busy during the day. This graphic represents that small frequency of visible light that exists in the entire electromagnetic spectrum, and is that tiny little sliver of all of reality that our eyes and our senses are the most sensitive to. When there's an inhibition of light, or there's a lack of light, the lack of the wavelength of light that usually hits the back of the eye, the optic nerve, begins to diminish the release of serotonin in the brain. And so the inhibition of light signals the same nucleus in the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, which then dampens down the sympathetic nervous system, and now the pineal gland begins to make a chemical called melatonin. And melatonin is the nighttime neurotransmitter. And as melatonin levels begin to rise because of darkness in the evening, then all of a sudden we begin to slow our brain waves down into alpha and theta and ultimately delta. And it's melatonin then that allows our body to restore and regenerate. So serotonin gets us up in the morning, and melatonin puts us to bed at night. And those are two important neurotransmitters that function in a rhythm called the circadian rhythm. And when you live in a certain environment, in a certain place in the world, and as the sun comes up and the sun goes down, your brain chemistry becomes entrained to light. There's an amino acid called L-tryptophan that is the raw material or the building block of serotonin and melatonin. L-tryptophan is turned into 5-hydroxytryptophan, which is called 5-HTP, which in another chemical cycle takes place, and all of a sudden we have serotonin. Serotonin goes through another biological process, a biochemical process, and is turned into N-acetylserotonin, which ultimately becomes melatonin. So very simple chemical pathways in the pineal gland, that is the alchemist in the back of the brain, that facilitates this process based on the wavelength or the frequency of visible light. Melatonin levels are at their highest during a 24-hour cycle between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. And that's important for you to know, because when we do the meditation to activate this ancient gland in the back of the brain, it's always important to know that it's a good idea to wake up early enough when the raw materials are at their height. Melatonin levels tend to go down as stress hormone levels go up. And that is a very, very adaptive function over thousands of years of trial and error in an environment. So when there's a stressful event, a dangerous event, when there's a perception of something threatening in the environment, we turn on the stress hormones, the fight or flight nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system, and now we're prepared for danger. So as long as we're perceiving a threat in the outer world, it makes sense then it's not a good idea to go to sleep, because sleeping means you would be more vulnerable and possibly prey. So as melatonin levels go down, as stress hormones go up, our sleep patterns are interrupted because the very raw material that causes us to sleep is diminished. Now, as stress levels go down and we're out of survival, out of emergency mode, then melatonin levels go up and the body can restore, regenerate, and repair. Now, melatonin, the research on it has been profoundly interesting because there's so many important biological processes that melatonin is involved in. Melatonin promotes DNA repair and replication.
So should we be taking melatonin gummies at night, not for rest, but for DNA repair and replication? I'm just asking for a friend, Haven. This is merely speculation. YouTube, let's get it.
It stops cortisol oversecretion in response to stress. In other words, if your melatonin levels begin to go up, your stress hormone levels go down, and a little administration or a little addition of melatonin sometimes is enough to jumpstart us to move into restorative sleep. It also improved carbohydrate metabolism. Now, this is an interesting concept because in antiquity, when we were stressed or living in survival, many times it meant famine or the lack of food. So when the survival gene is switched on, all of a sudden now the body's going to take carbohydrates and store them as fats so that we have a reserve of energy in the body. So people who are constantly under stress always are taking carbohydrates and storing them as fats. Melatonin tends to break that cycle. It lowers triglyceride levels. It inhibited atherosclerosis or hardening of the arteries. It heightens both cellular and metabolic immune responses. It decreased certain tumor developments in laboratory animals. In certain laboratory animals, it increased lifespan by 25%. It has a very important neuroprotective role in the brain. It increases REM sleep. It is an important free radical scavenger and antioxidant. Now, antioxidant means anti-cancer, anti-aging, anti-heart disease, anti-stroke, anti-neurodegenerative, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial. Now, I want you to remember these important points about melatonin because melatonin is essential for our bodies to repair and regenerate.
The world, and that they're not going to ascend on that day, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, their story of they were going to ascend on that day meant you're going to become extinct on that day.
Right.
Yeah, if the Metatronic crew had their way. Anyway, I want to show a couple of things because I want to get to one point that shows something that is important that has to do with the what to do. The linking code, there is a linking code, and I'll show you how it works. But first, I just want to they're asking me to put these up just to get a view on these. These are, we showed the light body structure of the flame body and the activations. The part of the activations that when you do the flame body, it also begins activating these parts of the field that are part of the chariot of fire. So reactivating those parts, they build up to activating the Christ star vehicle, the Merkaba levels that build up to the Christ star vehicle, and that builds up to activating the apparatus. Just hold it there. Okay, now, back to the Alleria. No, that's not the Alleria, it's the Lumiridana. That's the spirit body structure, right? I wanted to point out, in the spirit body structure, again, those 12 lines, right? Actually, 6 vectors that form 12 event horizons, right? And that's where the flows are. This is something very important because between the Rasha body, which is the dark matter template, and the spirit body, there's something very interesting that happens. These things are called chambers. Now, on the light body structure, these 12 chambers would be called fire chambers. On the spirit body, they're called Allurian chambers. They are actually the chambers within which they interact with the dark matter body that form atomic structure when the body is working properly. This is how stars actually birth atoms. And they don't just birth a few, like 3 primary ones, and they all bump in together and then form the next couple. It doesn't work that way. When it's actually functioning normally, a planet, a star, or a person generates their own 144 elements, prime elements, that then go to form the natural chemicals that would be in the body and all of that kind of thing. So there we have the template, the human aspect of of this mixed race we call humanity. The angelic human aspect does have the core pieces of fragment DNA that correspond to each of those 144 elements. Right now on the planet body is not manufacturing 144 elements because of the mutations. But we can begin turning them back on in our own body because we are connecting now, not just to the Metatronic spiral that is working here, but we are progressively connecting our bodies into the Christic spirals that are being hosted by healthy living systems, which means there's an alternative of energy flows that we can use. We can begin the process of activating our Allurian chambers. And the Allurian chambers are interesting if you take away all the other things like in the, the spanner gates and all that, and just look at the basic structure. One.
If you like that clip, you might want to go watch the previous video I uploaded. It's dedicated strictly to that woman named Ashiana Dean. I love her. Some of these people, some of us, all of us pretty much love that woman on this channel. But if you love her and you new to the channel, go check her out. Go check the last video
He
out.
speaks about the most powerful frequency to leave the human body. Make sure you watch it to the end and let me know what you think in the comments below.
A new study just recently came out that was able to measure which emotion produces the most powerful frequency out of the human body, and it wasn't love. This emotion was 4,000 times stronger than love. The study is called the Spain Scale of Emotion Research Project, and that's spelled S-P-A-N-E. In this research project, they were able to gather 25,000 subjects and put them all in the room, where they were able to take instruments that could measure the frequencies being emitted from the human body. And these instruments were so precise that they could isolate different emotions that humans were experiencing based off of the frequency that was being emitted from their bodies.
Hold that thought, Haven, because I want to say something. Anyone else get a bunch of military craft flying by their home? I'm just asking for a friend, because I have reason to feel, or I have knowledge leading up into the hypothesis that these military crafts are not just on a drill. They're not on a test run. It's none of that. You know what it really is? They're using radio frequency identifiers. They're using radio frequency identifiers to scan the area for this high energy that our bodies are emitting. I just wanted to let y'all know. I had to squeeze it in there because you know how YouTube do. You know how the people do. Feel me? So, you know what's up. If you're aligned, you definitely resonate with what I'm talking about. Let's get it, Haven.
These instruments were so precise that they were able to isolate the differences between anger, frustration, passion, joy, arousal, sadness, any emotion you could think of. And the most powerful emotion that was detected by these instruments was authenticity. The frequency that authenticity emitted through the human body.
They always said, be yourself, right? They always said that, right? I'm saying everything ain't as it seems. They always said, be yourself. They always said when you was young, be yourself, right? I'm just saying.
Was 4,000 times stronger than that, the frequency emitted from love. True power comes from being your authentic self. And now this is scientifically proven. So the key
Scientifically proven for the naysayers.
to raising your vibration is loving yourself enough to be real, to be authentic, to tell the truth, to believe in what you say, to believe in yourself.
What hydrogen sounds like. It's a key of E, and it's a color yellow. That's what proper physics gets you to. Oxygen is a chartreuse, and it's the key of F over F sharp. Now they used to, like I said, information used to be thought about as just electrical information passing on. But I got a question for you. Have you ever been at a party with some of your friends you ain't seen in 10 years, but y'all was like 14, you hung out, and there's a song that came on, and you're like, and everybody
We saw this, but let's keep going.
got up and was live at that moment. Now say 10 years later you got a friend with you. He's a good guy, but he wasn't there when me and my boys formed this. So when that song comes on, our DNA tightens. There's a particular song, a scale in the genome for each and every one of us. Now when that song is played, when your particular prime resonant frequency is played, guess what happens? Your DNA celebrates and tightens. Everything else gets pushed out. Harmonic wave resequencing. The carbon is also the key of E and yellow. The nitrogen is G. And all these play a song. So say that the F over F sharps of the oxygen, the green, is only hitting at an F.
This is a good little breakdown compared to what we had last time, but they got their little depictions of the images and all of that.
Why? Because there's another frequency coming in from a generator over there. That's changing and causing it to change. The F hits the carbon, so instead of hitting as an F sharp, it hits as an F, so when it hits the carbon at an E, it doesn't hit it quite right, so the domino don't file right. So the next domino hits wrong. And so now we have malformation happening within our DNA because the frequencies are being pushed off. But when we hear our tone, we tighten back up. So yeah, I'm in the process of building the harmonic wave resequencer with another doctor who has been able to successfully cure AIDS and cancer. And it's well underway.
Nice.
But I wanted you guys to understand how that works. It's so simple. You do not need to tear the human body apart when all you can do is use frequency to bring it back to its normal space.
That was well said right there. They paid to set wildfire. This got to be the funnest but stupidest job ever. I'm gonna be honest. Who don't like doing bad shit? Like it feels fun and good AF to do bad stuff, right? But come on, bro, you serious? Like you hurting the planet at this point. Like you're hurting Mother Earth. We ain't going for that. Spirit of Mother Earth is not going for that. So like. That's crazy. They said they caught a reptilian in Arabia. He looking like, hey, my friend. Chill out. Chill out. I don't know, man. This is crazy. Regardless. If it's CBA or not, it's crazy regardless. Man just start running. Man just ran like. What happened? He was placed back and he got up and don't know what happened? Oh, get out of here. What they say, get out of Dodge. Romania shoots at a light in the sky. Why they shooting at a light in the sky though? Like, I don't get it. If there's all this religious stuff, all this hearsay y'all got, right? All this stuff y'all got. Why y'all shooting at a light in the sky? Like, it's not adding up to me. Y'all need to go ahead with the lies and all the mockeries, all of that. Go ahead, because it's not adding up. The sense ain't sensing. The addition is not adding. The multiply is not multiplying. You know what I'm trying to say here, Haven. It don't make no damn sense. Why y'all shooting at a light in the sky? For what? Why? Who gave you the okay? Who died and made you king and say, yeah, shoot at the light in the sky, though? I don't know with these people, man. I'm sick of these people and their governmental ways, man. Whatever, dude. Can we get the next clip already? Are these different time frames? Yeah, it gotta be different time frames. So corny. Like, why y'all shooting at that light, bro? And this is what I mean. Like, if there's other beings coming through trying to help, it's situations like this that push them away. Because, you know, other beings look at everything as a whole. So they look at it like humanity. The humanity as a whole is not ready, because as soon as we pull up, they're shooting at us. Like what are y'all doing, bro? Yo, listen, perception is a MF. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is real spill or not. If it's CBA, they need to go ahead. But anybody could fake this, is what I'm trying to say. If it's real, you know, happy transcendence to that young woman. And, you know, my condolences to her family. But whatever, let's press play. You got this old geezer and this young woman here. She looked young on camera, at least. Look at this. Oh, 4:40. What is that, 4:40 a.m.? 4:40 in the rising? I'm not good with the military clock, so pardon, I don't got time for the shenanigans of this, that, boom, boom. You know, like, let's keep it simple. If it's a clock, it's a time. Why we need two different clocks is what I'm trying to say. You got the regular time and the military time. Why we not rolling off one universal time here? Whatever. Anyhow, look. You fast forwards to 1823. That would be 6:23 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong as we discuss and dissect. But from 4 in the rising to 6:23 p.m. Check this out. It's pretty heavy. If you could, it looked like he grunting like, You seen the way he, hold on, let's run it back. He done wiggled and wobbled and like kind of tossed the luggage over his, not over his shoulder, but like he kind of whipped it. Like you could see it. Look, I don't know if this is real spill or not. Look, but that luggage is definitely a little heavy. Look, he doing this. I don't know, man. What y'all think? Y'all think that's perception or something really happened there?
Let's talk about Terrence Howard. This is him when he first started exposing his research. And anytime you start talking about things that's outside of the norm, this is usually what happens. That's until he went on the Joe Rogan podcast. Now they're saying Terrence Howard just mic dropped all the science on Joe Rogan. You're a move conventional scientist. You got a lot of explaining to do. This guy said, there's literally nothing more important on earth than listening to Terrence Howard right now. This is just an example, but I need y'all to listen to this.
There's been a lot of debate at the moment in the world of physics and metaphysics. There's been this incredible interview with Terrence Howard on the Joe Rogan show, and everyone's talking about is the fundamental.
This is why I'm not like grasped. Like I didn't let this Terrence Howard stuff grab me up by the neck and just, you know, I ain't let it suffocate me, because everything with the media is an agenda. So it's like, okay, we get it. A lot of things have got put to an end, but at the same time, like, are we still being manipulated or deceived by this individual? I'm just saying, I'm not putting it past him. Yes, he may be putting righteous information out, but at the same time, it's like the media is controlled So what's presented is what they allow us to view. So is it that you guys are controlling the agenda, being that you control the media with this Terrence Howard stuff? I don't know. I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong or right. You know what I mean? Because the way he talking, it sounds like he's getting down to the science of things, but what's the real purpose? What's the real, you know what I'm saying? What's the real spill going on here? You know how you got a cup of tea? What's the tea? What's the real spill? Knock the cup over. We want to know what's going on. Spill that cup over. What you drinking on? What you sipping on? What's the real spill?
Mental unit of creation, is it a particle or a wavicle? Whereas Terence is suggesting that the flower of life is the key to all the secrets of creation. So Terence Howard has looked at the negative space between four bubbles or four spheres, and we get this kind of shape like a tetrahedron. And he's saying that that shape there is the atomic structure of hydrogen. And as you know, hydrogen constitutes 99.9% of the universe. So this contradicts this whole theory of protons and electrons and black holes, because he's saying everything has a male part and a female part. So his work was based on the Walter Russell's cosmology of octaves and frequencies and light. So a lot of people are asking me, like, is he the next Tesla? Well, I believe that his popularity and his deep understanding of the sacred geometry and the pentagons that nest definitely constitutes him as one of the next progressive thinkers in the world, because one of Terence Howard's most fundamental discoveries is he took 3 pentagons and he put them together at a 120-degree angle, and then he put another 3 next to it, and he essentially got a shape a bit like the dodecahedron that has 12 vertices. Well, this linchpin, he's saying, is the new propulsion system that can be like a drone. So if you turn that into a drone, put 4 of these constructs together, you end up with this amazing new technology that can fly like a UFO, can
That looked like the James Webb Telescope a little bit as well.
rotate on its axis. It's a technology that's never been done, and it's even submersible. It's going to get rid of cranes. So he's saying that the golden ratio, the phi ratio, the work that's been suppressed for hundreds of years, is now coming to the forelight. So that's why I welcome his research, because he's saying that 24 spheres or bubbles, the negative space, is this beautiful architecture of sacred geometry. These contain energy, and we can harness this energy in a new and progressive way. I believe that he is definitely, in a positive sense, putting on the table a new propulsion system based on the flower of life and the sacred geometry.
If y'all ain't seen this video I dropped in 2022 about Terrence Howard, I need y'all to check it out.
And a lot of times guardian angels are deceased relatives or things that have gone on. And their job is they decide, I want to take care of this person that they were close to and help with them after they've crossed over. The guardian angel takes care of you and is there to assist you. It cannot interfere, but it's there to assist you. But most people think they're alone, and they don't know there are guardian angels that are assigned to you when you come in. And they can't interfere. So they said, if you don't ask us for assistance, we don't have anyone to assist. So they like it if
Ask your spirit team, your spirit gods, your spirit family, your spirit team, your soul family, your soul tribe, your ancestors, your cosmic ancestors, your grandmother ancestor, your grandfather ancestor, all of them. In benevolence, don't be shy to ask for their assistance. You see me. You see when I cleared out the energy with the Palo Santo and all of that, we calling up on all of the benevolent ones. All the benevolent ones, yeah. We calling them, we summoning them, yeah. You know what's crazy? Earlier in the rotation, I was meditating. And I got to a point in my deep meditative state like, yo, listen, hold on. I want to summon all versions and aspects of myself in benevolence and have a mass meditation. And boy, was that beautiful. But whatever, let's keep going.
you can talk to them and tell them what you want, and they will take it and they will run with it. They will do miracles if they know what it is you want. But everyone has at least one guardian angel assigned to them when they come in. You can call it guide, guardian angel, whatever you want. But some people have more than one. It depends on how complicated their life is. You could have as many as 4 or more, taking care of different parts of your life. But if your life changes, it goes in a different direction, some of these guardian angels will change place, and another one comes in that has more expertise in what you're working on.
Okay.
But as a rule, you have at least one main one that stays with you your entire life. And angels are just, they call them messengers, is what they really are. They are living on the other side, and many of them have never wanted to incarnate into human form. They have no desire to. They like to stay over there and mind the...
I don't want to come back to the 3D. I tell people all the time, this is my last trip, so I'm almost... I need to make sure I check all the boxes before I leave this realm, because I'm done with the 3D. This 3D BS, I'm full of it. I'm good. I'm done. I'm fed up. I'm just being honest.
Door, take care of the things that are going on Earth. But they're just another being that is there. And they're real.
DMT is a very short-acting experience when you smoke it. It's about 12 minutes. You're in there, you're plunged into a completely convincing, sometimes terrifying, parallel reality. It's so confusing, you hardly know what's going on, and then you're out again. In Imperial College, they found a way to keep people in the peak state of DMT for an hour. They are legally being given DMT. They're delivering it through drip, through timed release, and they're going to meet entities who may sometimes look very weird. They may be part animal, part human in form. They may be almost formless, but yet they speak to you. And the astonishing thing is that these volunteers are all coming back with accounts of meeting the same entities and the same world. Ultimately, the aim of this project is to map the DMT realm.
My interest in...
Yo, they always got some type of research project. You heard that? They feeding people DMT through an IV so that they can map out the DMT realm. Why do y'all want to know all of that stuff that's going on? Like, leave sacred stuff sacred, bro. If it's sacred, leave it like that, bro. Yo, these people, bro, like... Things was left by our ancestors in particular ways for a certain reason. Like, okay, let me give you an example. I've been holding on to a 3.5 of mushrooms for a while now. Am I in a rush? No, because it's not that. It's a spiritual tool left by the ancestors. When it's time for me to go revisit my ancestors, I will. But this whole gimmick of reason... Yo, it's triggering me with this Avatar stuff I was just watching, because their goal is they want to learn the avatars. They want to know everything about them. They want to control them. Yo, if you need to refresh your memory, go watch Avatar 1 and 2, man, because this stuff is crazy. It's happening right before our eyes, and a lot of people don't see it. Whatever.
Explaining this mystical science of the pineal gland is really thinking of the pineal gland as the brain's radio receiver. And it can only be activated through a certain process. When this latent system switches on, the arousal that's created is energy moving from the body right up into the brain. And that energy rushes all the way up into the pineal gland. The moment that happens, the brain goes into what's called gamma brainwave patterns. They're having a full-on sensory experience without their senses. And whatever's going on between their ears, the vision that they're having, they're not visualizing. It's happening.
Yo, this is the best coconut water you could ever find anywhere. You get this coconut water, not them other ones. I'm trying to tell you, 0 added sugars. It don't got that weird aftertaste. Yo, this is the smoothest, best coconut water. But you know what's funny? I'm sitting here fronting. I'm bluffing, y'all. I got regular water in here because I ran out. I had 5 bottles of these. They cost about $3.50 a pop. And I tell you, I want more so bad. I got the bottle and regular water in here. In my mind, this still coconut water.
To them. And the person now is literally in a whole nother world. They're in another dimension. That's why the pineal gland is called the third eye, because it's a profound vision. Once the autonomic nervous system switches on and it goes into gamma brainwave patterns, that radio receiver has tiny little calcite crystals, stacked rhombohedrons that are on top of each other. And those crystals begin to shimmer. They begin to oscillate. And now the radio receiver is activated. And when the brain latches on to a frequency, the pineal gland acts as a transducer. and the pineal gland begins to release upgraded versions of melatonin. Melatonin already causes us to dream, but now you're going to really dream. It already causes us.
Yo, we might be on to something. The melatonin gummies is not for resting, man. I'm almost certain I have reason to feel those melatonin gummies is to further plunge yourself into the dream realm. Let's press play though.
If you're seeing my videos, it's because the algorithm has now picked you up. You've been searching for answers, and here we are. Hello, good to see you. Nice to meet you. This is consciousness right here. We are experiencing the same thing. We're all kind of trying to understand who we are, what this is, and we've only come into consciousness just recently. So if you're here, it's because you are searching for answers, and congratulations. Here are your answers. My entire page is going to be the answer here. This course continues. So once you have awakened and realize yourself as the universe or God or physics and thought, once you've realized you're the observer, you now have the potential to understand everything. Everything. At this point, you're already searching for ancient answers, ancient knowledge, ancient technology. You're searching for all that is the universe. You actually probably lost interest in regular life. Now you want just answers. And so you found the page. So hi. Let me tell you that there's a whole lot more to it. You're going to continue to awaken over and over, deeper and deeper and deeper. And the best way to do this is to acknowledge the substance around you.
Could the power of thought literally reshape the universe around us? Imagine if every whisper of the mind had the potential to alter the fabric of reality itself.
I mean, he's talking about imagine that if, like, first of all, every single thought, a tiny thought in your mind literally creates micro realities somewhere out there in the universe. Somewhere out there in the universe. Nah, but seriously though, like micro realities get formed with even the smallest thought. So that's why they say be careful what you do with your mind, be careful what you say, be careful what you wish for, things like that, because we create micro realities in our mind with our thoughts, and they have high potential to manifest into the physical. So be careful, people.
This intriguing possibility challenges our understanding of the mind's relationship with the physical world. What profound secrets might we unlock about our inner power and our unique impact on reality?
I think that the idea that thoughts can help shape the world around us has 2 points that we can really look at. One is ancient metaphysical teachings that have always said that the mind is all, and that the physical world around us is created through thoughts within the mind of the all. Then, in modern days, we also have quantum physics. And quantum physics has this notion called the observer effect. There's certain ways that we can harness the observer effect and use it to direct what possibilities, which are infinite, come out of the quantum field. And so by our mind and our thoughts and our expectations, all of these things influence what we manifest from the infinite possibilities of the quantum field.
Quantum mechanics tells us that things are either in a state of position, a particle, or a state of angular momentum, a wave, and that our perception of whatever it is, measuring the experiment, causes that to collapse. And this is often what's used to explain how thoughts can affect the real world. If I hold a particular vision in my mind with astounding clarity, I'm literally radiating out that information into the structure of space, which may, in fact, cause the entangled structure of particles outside of me to begin to match the vision that's going on inside of my head. I am in a two-way communication with the rest of the universe all the time.
The way that we do that is through the self-regulation of this soft technology within our bodies. Feeding the heart the information, the feelings of gratitude, appreciation, care, compassion that tell the brain what kind of chemistry to send into the body is also an energetic signal that we are sending into the field around us.
What so many in the mainstream are missing that are studying this question of consciousness is what alternative science and parapsychology has been exploring and has known for decades, which is that our thoughts can affect matter.
It takes a lot of energy to be the ego.
I agree. You ever be mad or you ever feel like you just gotta do something like, nah, they got me messed up. They got me effed up. Nah, right? By the time you crash out and burn out and do all of this, you feeling extra stupid. You probably feeling corny. You probably feeling childish. Like, yeah, I kind of did blow it out of proportion, man. So let's hear the guy out right here.
It takes no energy to be yourself. Again, it takes a lot of energy to keep up the ego, to be the ego. This is why I can prove that personality is not real, it's not true. Because with personality, very often when we meet other beings, you are uncomfortable. We start to play, to perform, to make sure that your mind is saying, oh, you did very well, you was very impressive, you looked really good. Even when you're talking, it's like you're in front of a camera, and it's like this. So it's exhausting. And if you keep it up, then people start to feel, I don't like people. Why? Because you feel uncomfortable with them. So this already shows your personality is not true state, the egoic personality. You see? When you are comfortable in yourself, you don't mind who, you're not performing. And so you can really meet and you can afford to be empty. You don't come with a bag of tricks. You don't need it.
Well said.
And so when we meet like this, love flows completely unimpeded. And your space becomes panoramic. Your joy flows like a river.
We outside too, all right? So we'll see you soon. If you want to go ahead and bring your
It's for the bike lifers in New York, man. You be careful out there, man. Just be careful.
illegal dirt bikes, ATVs, scooters, zipping through traffic, in and out of traffic, shutting down streets, shutting down sometimes even the highways in Manhattan, shutting down local roads so they can do their tricks, stunting. Guess what? As you can see, we're out here today. We're going to be out here every day. It's nice. And we're looking to confiscate any illegal dirt bikes or ATVs. We will seize them. So I hope this is a warning. If anybody watching this video, you want to come outside. What's the word we use out here in the Bronx? What they use? We outside? We outside too. All right? So we'll see you soon.
They need
We're
to
on
go
East
ahead.
Tremont and Crescent Avenue, doing what the community wants us to do. Enforce illegal mopeds, dirt bikes, and ATVs and ghost cars.
Nah, I'm not jacking
here,
it, bro, because I ride dirt bikes too. Like I don't currently own a dirt bike right now, but yeah, I ride dirt bikes. I road ride. I trail ride. It doesn't matter. We're not hurting anybody. When you have a passion for first of all, this is my thing. Like, these police act like we out here, like riders is just out here killing and hurting people. For the most part, they might hurt themselves. Cause like I done been in a situation where you got people that damn near tried to kill each other on the streets, but when they on them bikes, it's unity. They might stay away from each other, but they in the same crowd. The peace is being kept. Things like that. Like, I don't know, man. Like, we do things as a hobby to band together, and they make it seem like we did something so wrong, or it's the end of the world. Like, we ain't that. I could keep going. You get what I'm trying to say, man. Let the bikers bike out, man. It's summertime, man. It's nice out. Let them go ahead and have fun. So what? Like, whatever, though. Whatever.
This is our first full rack of the night. We will be out here all night. Bronx CRT is leading the charge. This isn't easy work.
Gambici.
Look behind you, cops are working hard, khaki boys are working hard,
Khaki
the
boys.
4-6 precinct patrol is working hard, and all under the banner of keeping this community safe and giving them what they want.
Bike life bring brothers together, man. The bike life definitely bring brothers together. I'm letting y'all know right now. I've been a part of it. I've learned to ride dirt bike when I was, 11 years of age? I'm 29 years of age now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bikes is cool, man. I love dirt bikes, preferably 2-strokes. I love me a KX100, a KX125, a YZ125. Yeah. I love dirt bikes. They're fun. Anyhow, this is the end of the presentation, Haven. If you made it here, I'll give my greatest gratitude and thanks for you sticking it out. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes these videos don't get much watch time, to be honest with y'all. So that's that. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you've been here from the beginning, I send deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, and unity. If you want to contribute to the foundation and my well-being, check out the description box of the video or check out the About tab on my channel and hit the links up, Cash App, Discord, Instagram. Follow me if you want to connect on a personal level. Join the Discord if you want to discuss and dissect, potentially watch movies together like how I'm watching Avatar. I'm about to go run and watch Avatar right now. If we was all in the Discord, we could have watched it together. A little watch party. 10, 15 folks watching the same movie at the same time in sync. But whatever, man. I send deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, and unity. Before we go, let's clear the energy. Let's clear the energy. Release those blockages in your path that is keeping you tethered to the 3D. Reclaim all your energy from any and everything that no longer serves you the highest good. Give grace, gratitude, and thanks to your spirit team, your spirit family, your guardian angels, your cosmic ancestors, your soul tribe, all of them in a nutshell, in benevolence. Let's get it. We out of here, Haven. Love and unity.
I'm out of space, I'm floating, so no slowing down, let's speed it. Taking off, I'm taking off. Buckle up, D2, galactic flow.